Hi everyone and welcome to day 8 of my 12 days of Tilbury. Wow, doesn't time fly? Anyway, today I will be putting on this look, which is the ingenue look. It's a very poor light in here, but if I can just turn round, you can show you the look as it is. This is using one of the colour chameleons again, like in the Bombshell look. So you don't get a quad with this one, you get one of the colour chameleons. So I hope you can join me for the rest of the video. Sit back, enjoy, and if you like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be back tomorrow for day 9 of the 12 days of Tilbury. I nearly said 13, I don't know what I was saying. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I'll be back shortly to show you how I got this look. Okay, I'm back. So as I said, this is a really simple look today. So first of all, we'll start off with a colour chameleon, and this one is in champagne diamonds. Now, this one is a very sparkly, vanilla-y shade. It's really beautiful. I did actually think when I bought this that I could use it as a highlighter, but it's a little bit on the sparkly side for that. But it's very nice on the lids and it really opens up the eyes. So let's start by putting some of that on my lid. I'm not going to take this up too high because, as I say, I don't want to emphasize my hooded lids, and I'm just going to blend that with my finger because I just think these blend so much better with the finger than with a brush. If you can see now the difference between the two, it just opens up the eyes. It's really beautiful. And actually, if you've got a sparkly, shimmery lid colour that you want to use, this makes a really good eye base because it really is, it helps the eyeshadow adhere to it. So if you have a powder shadow that you want to use, this is also very good for that. But as I say, with this one, it's a look on its own. So I'm just going to build up this colour a little bit more. I'm looking in the mirror in front of me as well because I get a slightly better idea when I do that. And make sure that you get right down into the lower lash line. Especially when we get to a certain age. You shut your eyes and you think you've got close to the lash line, and then you open your eyes and you see a gap. And then I'm going to sweep a little bit under the eye, and I'm going to go all the way across with this because it does really open up the eye. I tend not to with the darker shades because it tends to close up the eye. But with this one, I am going to shimmer it along the bottom, like so. I will add to that so it doesn't look quite so stark by putting the eyeliner on. Now, the eyeliner for this look is Audrey. And I'm going to just halt this video for a minute because I thought I had everything set up beautifully. And I haven't bought Audrey. I've brought Barbarella Brown to the table. So bear with me and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the right eyeliner. There's one thing that is a bit annoying about the classic pencils. If you've got both of them, the Sophia and the Audrey, is that basically it doesn't give you the colour name at all on the pencil. It does on the Rock and Coal, but not on the classics for some reason. So the only way you can tell is by looking at the end. But Sophia is a sort of lighter brown, and sometimes, unless you've got them both together, you can't really tell which one is which. So yeah, I don't know why that happened, but never mind. Now, so here we have the Audrey pencil. So I will swatch this again. We've used this in a few looks. Very subtle powder pencil. I think this is a lovely subtle look. It's not something that is going to be really in your face, but it is really nice. And I'm going to just pull my eye to make it taut so that I'm not having to press too hard on the lid to get a line. And it's a lovely contrast with the colour chameleon that I've just put on. I'm just looking in the mirror for now as I put this on, and I'm taking it right into the corner, and I'm making it a decent thick line to give my eye a bit of definition and a bit of contrast to what I've just put on. And I'm doing the other side. So yeah, I'm going back and forward, and I'm choosing to do, you can do a thin line if you want. I just think it looks nice with a bit of a thicker line with this particular eyeshadow and this particular look, because it's so understated in other ways that you can afford to go a bit more thicker on the eyeliner, I find. And I've done that thing of finding a gap as I open my eyes. So there we are. Now what I'm going to do before I do the flick is I'm going to start from the bottom, because the bottom gives me a really good guide as to the angle that I want to make the flick. And again, I'm not going to go crazy on the flick. I just don't have the eyes that suit that. But you might want to do a bigger flick than me. And I'm not taking this all the way in. I'm just letting it blend in with some of that colour chameleon, and then just rubbing it out. And I'm just going to take my smudger brush, which is here, and just smudge that line in a little bit so that it's not, and the good thing is that these ones you can smudge in, they don't sort of dry down too much because it's a powder pencil, it's not a liquid that's drying down. So it's as if you've put a line of powder on your eyes rather than the kohl pencils that we've used for other looks. And again, I'm just going to take that half the way in and then use that angle as a guide to do my flick at the top, and then smudge it in like so. There we have it. That doesn't look very blended in, Alison, but I'm sure once the mascara is on it will all come together nicely. So there you have the colour chameleon. Looking in the mirror, actually, I'm just going to quickly go over this eye, which doesn't look, it may be the light, but it doesn't look like I've got as much eyeshadow on that eye. And that's something else you can do after you put your liner on, is adjust it to the, and they do build very well, these colour chameleons. It's quite similar, if anybody's got the cream eyeshadow Jean, it's quite similar to that, but I would say it's got slightly bigger particles of glitter in it. Slightly easier to apply. Okay, so then we have the full fat lashes, which I'm going to put on next. Get right into the root of the lash and pull the lash up. And again, because this is quite subtle on the eye, you can afford to do a few coats of the mascara. And then of course underneath to just offset that colour chameleon, the light shade. You can kind of see it more once you've got a contrast to go with it. So that is the eyeshadow and the eyes done. Next we have the Cheek to Cheek blush in Love Glow, which I've used on previous looks. I'm not going to swatch this on my hand because whenever I've done that you can't see it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it you on my finger. So that is the Cheek to Cheek, that's the Swish shade, and then on this finger I'm going to put I'm going to put this on my thumb because I've been using the other fingers to blend in my colour chameleon. So that is the Pop shade. So let me take my blusher brush and I'm just going to dip in and do the side, swirl it round and do the swish, give it a little bit of a tap and a smile to get the apple of my cheek. It's a very pretty pink shade. And then I'm going to just dip it in. So say you get a lot on the brush just by dipping it in and then point that in the middle and then just start blending it out. Okay, and then we move on to the lips. We have the lip liner in Pink Venus, which I absolutely adore. I think it's quite an underrated lip liner. Everyone raves about Pillow Talk, but I think this is lovely. So I'm going to put that on my lips. And then for the lipstick we have Coachella Coral. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I'm just going to swatch this again on the back of my hand here. Beautiful shade, lovely coral shade. It looks quite pink in the camera, but there is a sort of coral undertone to it. It's really, again, it really brightens up your complexion, I think, that one. And it's lovely shade for spring, summer. But we're getting into winter now, but who cares? There are no rules in makeup, are there? So last but not least, we have the lip lustre in Portobello Girl. And this is quite a shimmery, see-through kind of lip gloss. I'm just going to show you, it's not as opaque as some of the other ones, but it just gives a lovely kind of pink overlay shimmer to the lipstick underneath. So I am going to let this go onto the lipstick today. And then I'm going to do that. And there you have it. That is the Ingenue look. And as I say, you can build this up. It still, I think it might be the light, but let me just move round and you can see that it is a lovely shimmery shade. And I think I could probably build up the lashes a little bit more. Or it's one of those looks that I think I would probably put false lashes on to kind of offset against a very pale but eye-opening shade that is on my eyes. So I hope you've enjoyed this look today. I will be back tomorrow for the next iconic look. Hi guys, before I go, after I've switched off, I realised it was quite patchy, my eyeshadow, and I wasn't very happy with it. And then I realised that it was drying up a little bit, so I used the pencil sharpener, Charlotte Tilbury pencil sharpener, and sharpened the pencil, and I think you can really see a difference now with the coverage of the eyeshadow. So the moral of the story is make sure that you sharpen your pencils. Now I could have gone back and done the film again, but I think it's actually good to follow me through the journey, and then you can see what happens when mistakes happen and how you correct them. And the thing is with these pencils, they can dry out. The lids come off them very easily sometimes. Make sure the lid is on very firmly when you put it away. If necessary, if you can, keep the box. And then obviously the lid is contained in there and it doesn't fall out on the rest of your makeup. But keep the lid on very firmly, and when you go to use it, I would definitely sharpen it, because then you've got some fresh pencil, because as it dries up it goes a little bit rubbery. And it just means that you just need to make sure that you've got a fresh piece of pencil. But otherwise they're very good, and I think you can see now the difference in the eyeshadow quality. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.